Yeah. My favorite bit that you've ever done on the show is, which you already mentioned, the hot water heater. And the reason for it is because it was just so darn surprising. Like me as a viewer, I got the idea that it wasn't going to go as high. And I kind of got the impression in the episode that you didn't think it was going to go as high. In your career, either with Discovery or Lucasfilm or anybody, what has surprised you as much, if not more?
Probably, God, it happens all the time. Again, it really does happen all the time, but probably one of the most favorite surprises we had on the show was we were in False Bay, South Africa, filming with great white sharks. And I had just learned to dive. I had just certified in cold water in Monterey, California, and flew to Africa to get into a shark cage. That was in 5-foot swells, so it was like being in a dice cup. And then I threw up into my aga mask. And I had remembered, this is me and Jamie, this is how we take care of each other. Jamie says before I go in seeing the swells, he goes, just remember, that regulator is meant to be able to throw up in and take another breath. And I go, thanks. And I get in there. And I think, I'm gonna boo. And I throw up into the mask. And I take a deep breath, and it's full of nice fresh air. That was a tough one right there. So we're out on False Bay shooting with the sharks, and weather kept us off the bay. That swell was the front of the storm that came in, and we couldn't go out and shoot for 3 days. And taking the whole crew to Africa was incredibly expensive. And losing 2 days is not an option, so we figured, look, why don't we go inland and film like 5 minutes of filler? We're in Africa, let's do Our Elephants Afraid of Mice. And we thought it really was like joke filler. We thought this is a way to rescue some of our production costs from this disaster of not being able to go out on the water. And we go there, we take a nice elephant poop and we scoop it out and puppet it with one film and put a mouse in there, and the elephant's like, whoa! And we were like, you are kidding me! So we do it again. We take a poop, we don't put a mouse in, we control for it. The elephant's like, who turns over? He's like, put another mouse in there. I was like, whoa! I get this a lot. We get science geek kids. Kids, they kind of freak out eating someone they see on television. They're kind of, wow! And the science geek kids are just the same, except that they want to tackle a topic that they've been thinking about. So I'm in this crowd, and this little girl gets up, and she's like, hi, and she goes, I love your show, and I was wondering why you use a white mouse in the Elephants Are Afraid of Mice episode in South Africa, because white mice aren't really that common in nature. Maybe you should have used a brown mouse or a light brown or dark brown. Science. Yes. Next question.
What inspired you to make Buster?
What inspired me to make Buster? A deep-seated desire for anger management. We realized early on in the show that the strong point was going to be like watching people die in ways that were safe and still family friendly. And somehow we achieved it. So Buster was the key to that plan. And now there's so many different kinds of Busters. We've got the solid Busters, we've got your gelatin Busters, we've got ice Busters, we've got wooden plywood Busters, foam Busters, Mythbusters. So it was the desire to find a perfect human analog, which of course there isn't a single one. And probably one of the greatest lessons we've understood as we've done the show is that we don't have to use the same Buster every time. We really localize it down to whether we're testing for shockwave or shrapnel or falling ability or what a human body might do. I think I got time for 2 more questions. One more question. I'm sorry. I wish we could do this all night too. Last question.
What is the worst or best prank that you've ever done to Jake?
The prank. Jamie and I, we have in the prank world, we have a mutually assured destruction agreement. See, so there's this thing is that I suffer from chronic sleep apnea, which means that I can sleep anywhere at any time, and I snore really loud. So I get into a car to go out to a location and be like that. And so I'm sitting there right behind Jamie and the crewman at one point, and he's getting really pissed off because it's annoying. One, that I can sleep, and two, that I'm doing it so noisily. So he takes this bottle of water and he just puts a little bit right here on my crotch. Just like a cat full. And I don't wake up. So he's like, I think I'll keep going. It's another little cat full. Eventually, over about 40 minutes, he manages to empty an entire bottle on my crotch. And I am having the weirdest dream. Ow! And then, boom, I wake up, and like a bolt from the sky, I know everything that has happened, and I smack Jamie on the back of his head, which is only red because he's laughing so hard. And I say, do you really want to go there, dude? Because I will seek out the one thing that's funny to everybody but you. And he sits there and he gets very serious. And he thinks it all the way through. And it's Jamie, so he thinks it all the way. You're absolutely right.